anything could be off grid if you got enough battery and you got enough solar, right? They will take a beating and keep on going.
Load the trailer and we hit the interstate. Park the camper down a Turtle Bay.
Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Let's talk air conditioners. Summer is coming here real fast. Here in southeast Kansas, I know we've already been up into the 90s. Humidity is just horrible. I love the summer tent camp, but I don't love it if I got sweat running down my backside, if you know what I mean, while I'm trying to sleep. So here are two air conditioners that I used last year. I bought the BougeRV from Amazon. I think it retailed for $326 at the time that I bought it. It was good. So what I liked about the BougeRV was the app function, where I could adjust the temperature, speed of the fan and everything when it's outside. That was great. It's got a lot of different levels on it. It's got a fan, high, low, turbo mode, which, I mean, I'm pretty much using high and turbo for myself. It only came with one supply duct and one exhaust. I went ahead and bought this little 3D printed air return online, added to it. I feel like regardless if it's in your house or if it's in your tent, you should have a return air supply going into the AC. It did make it more efficient, I felt like. It worked very well for what it is and how it's intended to be used. You know, whenever I say how it's intended to be used, let's understand that you're cooling a tent down that has zero insulation. So your setup really helps out how well the air conditioner performs as well. If you're setting your tent up in direct sunlight, 100-degree day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you think this AC is going to keep your tent at 68 degrees, you are sadly mistaken. It's never going to happen. So whenever you're out summer camping, you got to really be cautious and prepare how you're going to set up your tent. Are you going to face it in direct sunlight? Probably not. You're going to want to spin, you know, your roof of your tent around to where it's not facing due south. Kind of keep it in a shaded area. That will help these perform so much better. Now, my issue is, on top of my Nature Nest tent, I have my solar panels. So it's a double-edged sword, right? I need it facing the sun to get solar to charge my batteries. But also, I want to kind of keep it in the shade where my air conditioner will be more efficient. So what I typically do, I will set it up where I'll still get sunlight, but I'm not expecting to use my AC until later in the evening. So about an hour before I'm planning to go to bed, I will flip my air conditioner on and let it start cooling the tent down. Works very well. I sleep comfortable at night doing this. But that's what my expectations are with these little portable air conditioners. So the BougeRV AC, overall, really good unit, except it eats power. You got to have a huge battery bank. If you're going to try to run this, you got to have a large inverter. It does not have a soft start built into it, so when the compressor engages, my 1500 watt power inverter, which peaked at 3000 watt spike, would not handle this whenever that compressor kicked on. It tripped my power inverter. So you will have to have a lot of power and a good sized power inverter to handle this. My complaint is they need to start putting soft start on these portable AC units for that situation right there. Seeing the other day, I was on BougeRV website, they come out with a Pro model. The only difference supposedly from reading was they changed the inverter in it. So that may be a soft start now, I don't know. It was funny, they labeled it as the perfect off-grid air conditioner. I thought, you know what? Anything could be off-grid if you got enough battery and you got enough solar, right? Even my house air conditioner will be off-grid as long as I got enough battery and enough solar. So overall, it's a good product if your expectations are realistic. Over here is my DIY marketplace find. This is a 5,000 BTU window unit that I found for $25. I used this unit last year for 8 trips, I think. I did do some modifications to it. As you can see, it's made out of duct tape and plywood. What I did to it, I closed off these louvers where the air normally would come out. I put styrofoam and taped in behind it. I cut a hole on top, put a 4-inch dryer duct coming out of the top of it. Then I just got me a plastic reducer here, or yeah, it's a reducer, I guess. It goes from 4-inch to 5-inch, so I can run 5-inch into the tent. Up on the front where the return air would be, I put a piece of plywood over, and I just put a 14 by 4-inch duct boot here. Sealed it off with good old duct tape. I got me a plumbing pipe adapter here that goes from a 4-inch to a 5-inch, so I can have a 5-inch flex pipe as my return air. This thing works very well. I was surprised about the power consumption with it. I was able to run it on my battery bank with my inverter. It was pulling about 346 to about 450 watts of power. Now granted, I only had a 200 amp hour battery pack, so I wasn't going to be able to run this over like 5 hours, but it was able to run it. I carry a small Harbor Freight Predator 2000 watt inverter generator with me whenever I'm camping. I try to boondock so I don't have shore power a lot. I'm not a big fan of noise when I'm sleeping, but you know, it's a give and take. I enjoy camping in the summertime, so I'm able to tolerate the generator running. It's not that bad. They are pretty quiet. So this one here performed very well last year. Very simple. It doesn't have all the technology with it. It has no remote, no app. It's got the manual knobs over on the side, but it never froze up on me. It did an outstanding job. And those of you that know about these old window units, like I said, I picked it up on Marketplace for $25. I probably have another $20 in materials, so less than $50. I have an air conditioner that will work in my tent and does the same thing, if not better, than one that I paid $326 for. Well, matter of fact, time I bought the return duct boot on it, I'm probably sitting at about $350, $360 in this one. So way less money, does a great job. It never froze up on me. And you know, these things here, you see them, they've been around for years in mobile homes, bedroom windows. They are built like a tank. No major technology, just simple, and they work. And they're very efficient for what they are. They will take a beating and keep on going. I've seen some of these, the outside frame will be rusted down and they still produce cold air. So this one performed excellent last year. I really loved how it operated, especially with the amount of air that I was getting from the 5-inch duct, and also it was getting plenty enough of return air also. So if you had to choose between the fancy, pretty BougeRV or the DIY homemade window air conditioner, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments, please. I know which one I'm going to choose. Also, if there's another air conditioner out there that you've been using in your tent or another DIY setup, please share that with me. I love doing DIY projects, so I'd be more than happy to check it out and potentially building one for myself. So here are my final thoughts on tent air conditioners. The BougeRV, really nice, pretty. It does a decent job for a 3500 BTU air conditioner. Would I buy this again for $346? Absolutely not. Too much power consumption out of it. Just would not do it. The DIY one, did it meet my expectations for its price value? I got less than 50 bucks in it. Heck yes, it met my expectations. I actually love this thing. I don't care about the looks. Yeah, this one's prettier and flashier. It looks more modern because it is. But this one right here is a tank. And I'm going to choose the tank any day to last me and trust while I'm out there tent camping in the middle of summertime. Let me know in the comments if I made the choice you would have made. But I choose the DIY for me and my setup. I appreciate everyone tuning in today. If you haven't subscribed, we appreciate it if you do so. Give the video a thumbs up as well. Until next adventure, God bless.
Load the trailer and we hit the interstate. Park the camper down at Turtle Bay. Get the fire going, watch the fireflies glow.